What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another in our How to Build series. This time we're looking at the Medusamon deck, the Owen Dreadnought, Reptile Dragonkin deck. We're looking at the cards we got from the set from this, and we're just looking at the potential ways to build this deck. This is another deck that I'm really interested in. This is brand new. It might not even have enough support, honestly. We're looking at the support here, trying to think about things you could put in it. I did have to use a different site because the regular site I used to do these videos did not have the pictures working, and I was actually missing some of the cards. So we are going to be looking on this different site so I apologize if it's not as nice as the other one. Just it wasn't able to accommodate that here. But we'll get into it here, and we'll talk about the cards we got versus cards we have already that might be good in the deck. Again, this is not like a deck profile. This is just kind of looking at different cards here and deciding what might be a decent option here. So, you know, if you guys like these kind of videos, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we got this is the Owen Dreadnought line for Liberator, starting with Digimon, the Digi-Egg, which is not a Guillemon. Digi-Egg is specifically for this deck. You return once per turn when your opponent's secure stack is removed for one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So that's really cool. Lets you Digivolve just upon removing cards from the stack, which is really good, and reduces that cost. This is going to be 4 of, you know, absolutely. We have a new Agumon for this deck. It gives you guys plus 2,000 heritable, and then on play you may return one Digimon card with a Reptile or Dragonkin trait from your trash to your hand. So that's really good because that allows you to get stuff back that you've lost, get your pieces back. So I think you're probably going to be playing this. The Medusamon is your searcher, reveals top 3, adds Reptile and Dragonkin trait card with the Liberator and one card with the Liberator trait among them to your hand, so you can return your you can basically add your Owens with this, but you can also add any Liberator trait cards, so any of your line cards, and then any of your reptiles. So that's really cool. And then has the inheritable when your opponent's secure stack is removed from Gate of Memory, which is the same one on your Dimetromon, which is basically your tamer player that lets you play up to 2 Owens. So you're going to play 4. So you're going to play 4 of both of these. You're probably going to play at least 2 to 4 of these, just because it's a good option. Going into level 5, we have Cyberdramon, which has a really cool on-play when Digivolving. If your opponent has 5 or fewer security cards, place 1 card from their hand as the bomb security card, then trash their top security card. That's actually really cool because it negs their hand size as well. Yeah. So they get to choose. So that's the one thing. So they can put an option card in there and be like, ha 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 ha. Plus 4,000 DP, which is nuts. On your turn, it has the Dragonkin type, so that's cool. This is really good in combination with the other level 5, so I feel like you're going to be playing a combination, like maybe like 3 of this, 4 of the other one. We'll see what happens. The other one is the Lamiamon. Now, Lamiamon has the new progress keyword, which is while attacking your opponent's effects don't affect this Digimon. So that's really good. So if you do hit a security card, well, screw you. You return once per turn when any of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon attack target change trash your opponent's top security card. So that's cool. And then you have the inheritable. When your opponent's security is removed from, you may play 1 Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon with 5,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. So it lets you play. This is how you play the Agumons and then add pieces back. So it's really cool. You have the new War Greymon that goes with this deck, and it's this. If this card would be played, reduce the play cost by 2 for each of your opponent's Digimon, so you can reduce its play cost. He's got Rush, so if your opponent goes wide, say your opponent goes like 4 Digimon wide, that's 8. You can play this card for 3, so it's pretty good. It's got Rush, Raid, and Blocker, and then all turns when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, this Digimon may unsuspend. So if, yeah, you can raid over their monster. It's really good on the Cyberdramon because the Cyberdramon sets it up with the Digi-Egg, a chance for you to be able to play the Cyberdramon and then Digivolve into this and then have a 1500k Wargrey, which is really good. And then, of course, you have the new Medusamon, the boss monster. Again, you're probably going to play at least a couple copies of this. And then you have the Medusamon, which has got security attack +1. It's got the progress keyword. It's got when Digivolving end of attack, you may delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. All turns, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, one of their secure stack is removed from, or their secure stack is removed from, they play one petrification token, which is a 3000 white DP Digimon, and it can't suspend, and then on deletion, trash your opponent's top security card. So when it dies, trash your top security card, so it gets played to your opponent's turn. So basically, when you kill it, you get to trash a card. So it's really good because you delete your opponent's Digimon on Digivolution, and then you get to play that token, and then you can attack over that token. So that's, yeah. So it's really good. Or you can actually, you play the token, you attack for 2 checks, and then end of attack, you can do it that way because you can attack into security, activate the effect to play the token, and then delete the token because you removed from the security stacked. I think that's because the first check, because the first check will play the token, and then the second check from security attack +1 will activate the ability. So you can get 2 checks and then a trash. So that's 3 checks and 1 attack. That's pretty good. And then you have the new Raging Serpentine, which is when this card would be used if your opponent has 3 or fewer, reduce the cost by 4. It also security deletes your opponent's DP with the highest DP, so that's cool. So yeah, this down to 4 in mid game is actually really good. Delete one of your opponent's highest DP Digimon, then place this card in the battle area. All turns when your opponent's secure stack is removed from delay, one of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon card in the hand without playing the cost. So free Digivolutions. This is actually a pretty good card. I think this card's going to see at least a couple copies in the deck, if not more. And then we have the new Owen, which gets you a memory at the start of your turn. It end of your turn by suspending this Digimon. One of your Digimon with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait gains piercing for the turn, and then this Digimon attacks. So you can get piercing, which is really good. So you can do your plays and stuff like that. You can do the other version with this. You can play it, go into the end turn, and then be able to attack, and you could just delete something, play the petrification token, get that piercing, and then trash, again, do 3 cards. So that Owen helps you get that aggression going by suspending it. And then you have the other one, which has the Memory Tamer Owen, but which has the all turns when your opponent's secure stack is removed from. By suspending this tamer, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 4000 DP or less. So it gets rid of floodgates, and it's a memory tamer, so you're probably going to max out on the BT21 one and play a couple copies of this for the memory taming option. And then, of course, we do have reptile options that we can add to this deck to make it a little bit more consistent. If you want more search power, you could add things like the Agumon from BT12, the best searcher. I mean, he only searches a Greymon, really. But if you're playing, Greymon cards in the deck, could be good. You could also, if you're going to run ties to give yourself extra security cards, like remember the old BT1 tie, that'd be good for this. And then if you go into that Greymon play, you'd have that +1000. You could also play like Blitz Omni for game options, which would be a decent card. You could play the Agumon that when attacking lets you reveal and add tamers, so you could get to your Owens faster, or it adds your Agumons. There's also the Agumon from EX8, which lets you add 1 card with Tyrannomat's name or a reptile or dinosaur trait. So it doesn't let you add a Ryutaru, but it lets you add your reptiles, so your lower level stuff is targets. And it's got a non-specific plus 2000 DP inheritable, so that's not bad. Although it digivolves only for 0 on a Koromon, so you're paying 1 on this, so that's kind of bad. There's also the BT14 Agumon that has the start of your main phase if you have a Tamer with Tai Kamiya. Again, you'd have to play Tai. This Digimon may digivolve into Greymon in the hand without paying the cost. And then you also has the inheritable Greymon plus 2000. The only reason I think about this guy is just because of the Warp Greymon from BT14. Again, different little options you could play. You could play, if you were going to play ties, mix of tie Tamers and Owens, you could play the Greymon that lets you play a tie for free. So you have options to play, Dimetromon, get Owens and ties out for some kind of combo ability. The thing with this deck is I just don't think there's enough line support yet for it to be super consistent. It might be powerful, but consistent I'm not sure about, because you're really lacking on the level 4s and a little bit lacking on the level 3s. There were other cards in the set that but they're just kind of meh in general, like Cyclone Mon, plus 2000 inheritable. At the end of the battle, you may play this card without paying the cost. It's security. That could be all right. And then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP. It's not bad. It's just not good if you're trying to go with consistency for the deck. And then, of course, you want more Reptile level 3s. So, I mean, you got to pretty much fill it with Agumons right now. There might be some other cards that might be good. So we're down on the level 3s. We're down on the level 4s. Level 5s are good. Even the level 6 line is good. And you could have some level 7s in there to kind of add to your plays. But I just think we're missing some things. So these are just possible options. They're all not that great because, you're just not always the best. This one is actually not too bad just because it adds Tamer, and it's something nice to put in the back so that you don't have to waste that. You can keep that in your hand for the free plays, and you can keep that on the field for your searches. So that's not a bad option, I don't think. But I was looking through the Agumons, and really nothing jumped out at me. Like, these jumped out at me a little bit, but they're all kind of like, that has a, that's not the greatest, that's not the greatest. That's not the greatest. It just has the ability to play free cards. But again, you'd have to run some Greymons as your level 4s, which could be all right. I mean, they're dinosaurs, so they're not searchable. But a lot of them have decent effects. There's a lot of good Greymons out there. But right now, I think that we need a little bit more line support for the deck. But I think I'm going to try it anyways, try to see if I can make a decent build next format. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think this deck needs a lot more support? Do you think it's playable? What are your ideas for the deck? Mine was, like I said, to throw in some Agumons, maybe some Greymons. I looked at some other reptile cards, but nothing really stuck out to me. What is your guys' opinion of the deck? And hey, do you think we even need a bunch more level 3s or level 4s, or do you think the deck runs just fine? I mean, the Cyberdramon combo is just slap the Cyberdramon down and stuff like that, and you go from, you go into your plays really easily, or, it's interesting. I mean, I guess you need the Digimon, so I mean, you need a stack basically to do the Cyberdramon play, to do that auto Digivolve when you use its effects. So yeah, there's a bunch of different things that are good for this, but we'll see. And of course, you're going to probably play a lot of searching and consistency cards. So we're talking about Mem Boost, we're talking about maybe some scrambles, maybe some definitely some trainings. Trainings are always good. Although this guy digivolves you, so the trainings maybe not be as necessary, but memory might be more necessary. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Tell me what you think about this deck and what other ideas you have for it. This is our How to Build series, as always, and you're definitely gonna have to max out on a lot of your BT21 cards, especially right now, until we get more support. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.